After studying this module, you shall be able to know the meaning of counterfeiting and its type. You will able to know the various security features incorporated in contemporary banknotes. You will also learn the legal provisions related to the counterfeiting of banknotes. Introduction. In India, the paper money was introduced in 1770 by the Bank of Hindustan, Calcutta, while the Bank of England introduced currency notes in 1862. In India, printing of currency notes was first started by the government security press Nashik, which was established in 1928. In 1934, the Reserve Bank of India, that is the RBI, took control over it. Presently, there are 4 units related to the manufacturing of Indian currency: Indian Security Press Nashik, Bank Note Press Devas, New Bank Note Press Mysore, New Bank Note Press Salboni, that is in West Bengal. The security paper for the manufacture of banknotes is manufactured by Security Paper Mill, Hoshangabad, which lies in Madhya Pradesh. The currency note press Nashik prints paper notes by wet offset process, while the bank note press Devas prints the same by a sophisticated process known as intaglio printing process. The basic difference between the two processes is that the former planographic process, which leaves no indentation of printing on the paper, whereas in the letterpress process it also leaves an indentation on the paper, but the inked area in respite can felt by hand and seen under microscope. Before proceeding further, it is imperative to know the difference between a banknote and a currency note. Banknotes are those which are issued by the governor of RBI. Example, rupees 10, 20, 50, 100, 500 and 1000. While currency notes are those which are issued by Secretary Finance. Example, rupees 1 and 2. The Reserve Bank of India has the sole authority to issue the banknotes in India. Reserve Bank, like other central banks over the world, changes the design of banknotes from time to time in order to prevent it from regular counterfeiting. The Reserve Bank has introduced banknotes in Mahatma Gandhi series since 1996 and has so far issued notes in denomination of rupees 5, 10, 20, 50, 100, 500 and rupees 1000. Now let us see counterfeiting of currency. Counterfeiting of currencies are those currencies which are produced and used without a permission of concerned legal authorities. Counterfeiting of currency is as old as the genuine currency prevalent in the world. There is no such thing as absolute uniformity in genuine notes. Slight differences are bound to exist between two notes of the same denomination due to variable materials employed, like printing plates, paper, ink, and above all relaxation of inspection standards due to heavy demand on currency notes. Now let us see the types of counterfeiting. Counterfeiting of currencies is generally done by known methods such as the process made forgery. In this, by photographing a genuine note through a color filters, the forgers find it difficult to isolate by the colors of multicolor rainbow, which on account of bleeding and mixing makes difficult to record some portion of the design on the photographic film. The negatives produced are not perfect, giving rise to a crude blocks which produce a smudgy impression. This is widely used method. Next we have the hand-engraved blocks. In this method, the forger manufactures blocks by tracing the design of genuine notes. They, however, not able to produce the intricate pattern used for printing the rainbow tints. They imitate the pattern by introducing crisscross lines just to create illusion. The design reproduction is very crude with uneven and broken lines. Then we have the photographic process. In this process, a counterfeit note is prepared on a paper which is a photosensitive. This sensitized piece of paper is exposed in contact with the negative carrying impression of obverse and reverse of genuine note obtained by photographing a genuine note. On exposure to light, photographic impression are obtained on the paper, and finally they are toned or chemically colored in different shades. Then we have the lithographic process. In some counterfeits traces a genuine note on lithographic stone. The delicate pattern of tints, fine lines, etc. are however difficult to reproduce by lithographic method. Drawing the figures by hand using water or oil color reproduces the numbering. Then we have the hand-drawn forgery. Attempts have also been made to forge some by drawing the design of the notes directly on a piece of paper by hand. An outline of a note is traced by hand with a fine brush using various watercolors to match with the colors of the genuine notes. Now let us see the types of security features. First is the overt feature. There are also known public recognition features. These features are recognizable and can be speedily and effortlessly verified in short time with no need of any equipment. Then we have covert features or semi-covert features. These features are those which cannot be obvious to public but which are known to verifier and can easily authenticate it. Then we have the forensic feature. About these features only the manufacturer knows and which requires the use of special device to actualize the forensic feature. Now let us see the security features in Indian bank notes. To ensure the counterfeiting may not happen in a routine manner, Reserve Bank of India has incorporated some security features to differentiate a genuine banknote from the counterfeit one. Before discussing about security features of a note, it seems very important to learn to hold a banknote in order to observe the security feature easily. The front side where the denomination is printed is known as overt side and the vice versa is known as reverse side. It is further to mention that all security features discussed under here are in reference with the overt side. First is the security paper. A banknote is made up of 100% pure cotton known as comber. The comber is a residue of a cotton from textile mills. The security paper has a crackling sound due to the presence of titanium dioxide. It is non-fluorescent under UV light and has a folding strength of 6000 to 7000 folds. Then we have the watermarks. These watermarks are created using dandy rolls during the paper manufacturing process. Commonly, an Indian banknote has 4 watermarks, but there is an additional watermark in the note of 1000 denomination. They are: first one, electrolytic watermark. This is present in the portrait of Mahatma Gandhi. This is in the denomination as per the bank note, which can be seen in the left bottom. It is visible in transmitted light. Then we have the Mahatma Gandhi portrait. This is the watermark of portrait of Mahatma Gandhi in the window of every banknote. It is a three-dimensional image and has some shading effect. It does not fluoresce in the ultraviolet light and seen only in transmitted light. Then we have the RBI watermark. It is present towards the center of the banknote, or more precisely a little towards the left. RBI watermark is present in every banknote vertically across the width. They have equal dimension and seen through the transmitted light. Next we have the secret denomination. The denomination of banknote is mentioned on the right hand corner of the bottom of the note, which can be seen only through transmitted light. Then we have the 1K watermark. This watermark is found only in the 1000 denomination banknote. It is situated at the right hand behind the printed portrait of Mahatma Gandhi. Then we have security thread. A security thread is considered as a layman's identification feature. That is, it is visible and could be identified by anyone devoid of knowledge of currency identification. Security thread is yellow fluorescent shifting thread and clear text of microprinting of RBI and Bharat in Hindi in mirror image. It has green-blue color spacing. From the overt side, it appears as a window or segmented thread, but when observed under transmitted light, it appears as continuous. The security thread could actually is a star chrome thread made up of metal or plastic, which is woven inside the note at the time of manufacturing of the currency paper. 100 and 500 denomination notes give blue fluorescence under ultraviolet light. The 1000 denomination note, however, give rainbow color under ultraviolet light. Next we have the latent image. The latent image is situated on the right side of Mahatma Gandhi portrait. It contains a latent image showing the respective denominational value of the currency in numeral. The latent image is visible only when the note is held horizontal at the eye level. Then we have the micro-lettering. This feature appears to the right side of Mahatma Gandhi portrait. It consists of printed RBI and the respective denomination of the banknote. However, the numeral denomination printing is absent in 5 and 10. This feature can be visualized only under magnification. Then we have the intaglio printing. The portrait of Mahatma Gandhi, the Reserve Bank seal, guarantee and promise clause, the Ashoka pillar emblem on the left, RBI governor's signature are printed in intaglio, that is, in raised prints, which can be felt by touch. They are produced by the reverse etching process. Generally, this feature is available in 20, 50, 100, 500 and 1000 denomination. Then we have the braille marks. On the left side of notes, symbols appears in intaglio printing for the visually impaired person to identify denomination. These features is different shape for various denominations, like we have vertical braille mark in case of ₹20 note, square in 50, triangle in 100, oval in 500 and diamond in case of ₹1000. Next feature is fluorescence. The serial number panel of notes are usually printed in fluorescent ink which glows under ultraviolet light. Next we have the optical variable ink. This is relatively a new security feature incorporated in 500 and 1000 denomination notes with reversed color scheme. The numeral value visible on the overside of the note is printed in optical variable ink, that is a color shifting ink. The color of the numeral appears green when the note is held flat but would change to blue when the note is held at an angle. Next we have the see-through register, that is also called STR. This feature is situated on the left overt side and just opposite to the reverse side. When seen from either side, it would appear as broken series of illegible fragments, but when observed under transmitted light, the respective denomination would appear. Earlier, a floral design used to be there, which was replaced by denomination in contemporary banknotes. Now we have the optical threads. These are colored viscous fibers mixed in cotton pulp during the manufacturing process of the paper and can be visible or invisible in daylight but fluorescence under ultraviolet light. It fluoresces green, yellow and blue color, and in case of 1000 denomination is red. Then we have the Omron features. Omron features are also known as the anti-copying feature. This is present in the banknote to avoid it getting photocopied. There are small flower-like dots, crisscross lines and other minute printing which are too minute to be captured by photocopier machine. Then we have the detection of counterfeiting. Generally, the paper is not made of comber but from ordinary paper which fluoresces blue on exposure to ultraviolet light. There may be either no watermark or fewer watermarks with visible defects, which is due to lack of tonal similarities. Sometimes counterfeiting is done by pasting two sheets of paper together and inserting fictitious security thread. This technology is however easily detectable as the touch of the note will be unreasonably hard. In the counterfeit notes of low quality counterfeiting, the printing crude or poor. The ultraviolet inspection would show fluorescence of the fluorescent feature. Under magnification of microprinting are not seen but instead of that dots and dashes are observed.
Indian banknotes. Now, let us understand the security features in Indian banknote of Rs 500 with the help of animation. In India, the Reserve Bank of India issues banknotes in denomination of Rs 5, 10, 20, 50, 100, 500 and 1000. Among all of these, 500 and 1000 rupee notes are issued on a large scale for various financial purposes. Due to this, there has been a widespread menace of fake Indian currency notes. As a result, the RBI has undertaken several measures and introduced certain security features so that even the common man can differentiate between a fake currency note and a genuine note issued by the RBI. See-through register. This feature is situated on the left obverse side and just opposite to that on the reverse side. Half denomination of banknote on the obverse side and half on reverse side is present. When viewed against transmitted light, the complete denomination of 500 becomes visible. Identification mark. Below the floral design, identification mark is embossed, which is different in every denomination. It can be felt with touch, indicating the denomination of banknote. It is circular for 500 denomination. Watermark. When banknote is held against the transmitted light, the Mahatma Gandhi watermark and 500 denomination on the left of banknote can be seen. Security thread. A windowed security thread is embossed in the banknote. When the banknote is held against the transmitted light, it appears as a continuous thread where RBI and Bharat is embossed. Micro lettering. On the right side of the banknote and behind Mahatma Gandhi's portrait, micro lettering of the words RBI and 500 are present, which can be viewed with magnifying glass. Optically variable ink. When the banknote is held vertically, the denomination 500 appears to be of green color. On changing the angle of holding the note, it appears to be of blue color. Latent image. On the right side behind Mahatma Gandhi's portrait, the latent image is present in the vertical band. On holding the note at eye level, you can see a latent image showing the denomination of 500. Fluorescence. The number panel of the banknote is printed with fluorescent ink. During manufacturing of note, the optical fibers are added. These optical fibers are only visible under ultraviolet light. Intaglio printing. In the center of banknote, 500 rupees and Reserve Bank of India are printed in intaglio, that is raised prints. It can be felt by touch. Printing ear. On the reverse side of banknote, the ear of its printing is printed in the bottom center of the note. The printing ear is clearly visible. So these are the common security features every individual should know in order to differentiate between a genuine and counterfeit banknote.
Now let us go through the legal provisions related to the counterfeiting. Law related to the counterfeiting of currency notes and banknotes are discussed in this chapter of Indian Penal Code 1860. First is section 849A of IPC, counterfeiting currency notes or banknotes. Whoever counterfeits knowingly performs any part of the process of the counterfeiting any currency note or banknote shall be punished with imprisonment of life or with imprisonment of either description for a term which may extend to 10 years and shall be liable to fine. Section 489B of IPC, using as genuine, forged or counterfeit currency notes or banknotes. Whoever sells to or buys or receives from any other person or otherwise traffics in or uses a genuine, any forged or counterfeit currency note or banknote, knowing or having reason to believe the same to be forged or counterfeit, shall be punished with 152, that is imprisonment for life, or with imprisonment of either description for a term which may extend to 10 years and shall also be liable to fine. Then we have section 489 of IPC, that is possession of forged or counterfeit currency notes or banknotes. Whoever has in his possession any forged or counterfeit currency note or banknote, knowing or having reason to believe the same to be forged or counterfeit and intending to use the same genuine or that it may be used as genuine, shall be punished with imprisonment of either description for a term which may extend to 7 years or with fine or with both. Then we have section 489D of IPC, making or possessing instruments or material for forging or counterfeiting currency notes or banknotes. Whoever makes or performs any part of the process of making or buys or sells or disposes of or has in his possession any machinery, instrument or material for purpose of being used or knowing or having reasons to believe that it is intended to be used for forging or counterfeiting any currency note or banknote shall be punished with 152, that is imprisonment for life, or with imprisonment of either description for a term which may extend to end 10 years and shall also be liable to fine. Then we have section 489E of IPC, making or using documents resembling currency notes or bank notes. Whoever makes or causes to be made or uses for any purpose whatsoever or delivers to any person any document perpetuating to be or in any way resembling or so nearly resembling as to calculated to deceive any currency note or bank note shall be punished with fine which may extend to 100 rupees. Now let us recall what we have learned in this module. Counterfeit currencies are those currencies which are produced and used without permission of concerned legal authorities. The banknotes of any country generally consist of basic constituents: substrate, printing, inks, applied security feature. Any security feature protect banknotes from counterfeiting has to be introduced both in paper and printing. Security features can be divided into overt, semi-covert, covert and forensic feature. Comber is the residue of the cotton from textile mills which is mostly used for manufacturing of currency paper. More than 95% of alpha cellulose is mixed with comber. Sometimes linen is also along with comber. Indian banknotes has 3D multiple tonal watermark with dark background having light and dark effect and multi-tonal line in watermark window. There are 4 watermarks in Indian banknotes, but there is additional 5th one in rupees 1000. On the left side of the note, there are some symbols in intaglio printing. This feature is different in shape for various denominations, like as I have told you, rupees 20 has a vertical rectangle, rupees 50 has a square, rupees 100 has a triangle, rupees 500 has a oval and rupees 1000 has a diamond, which helps the visually impaired to identify the denomination. Section 489A to 489E of Indian Penal Code 1860 talks about the punishments related to the counterfeiting of currency of banknote, which I have already discussed with you.